My friends, the very first step in building a life of success begins with the mind. Everything you achieve or fail to achieve is born from the way you think. If you believe challenges are walls that cannot be moved, then you will stop before you even begin. But if you believe challenges are lessons and opportunities, you will approach them with courage. The growth mindset is not just a concept you read in a book, it is the very fuel that keeps you pushing forward. It is the belief that you are capable of becoming more tomorrow than you are today. When you face obstacles with a growth mindset, you no longer see failure as something to fear. Failure becomes a teacher, a voice whispering that the path you are on can be adjusted for better results. You stop asking why me and begin asking what can I learn from this. This change in thinking transforms disappointment into determination. Every setback becomes a building block rather than a stumbling stone. The person who understands this truth carries unshakable strength. The growth mindset demands that you let go of the idea that talent alone guarantees success. Talent may open doors, but only persistence and learning will allow you to stay in the room. Many brilliant people have wasted potential because they believed their gifts were fixed. They assumed that effort was beneath them, and so they stopped growing. The real winners are not the ones who start with the most, but the ones who keep adding to what they have. They understand that excellence is earned through relentless practice and constant learning. Think about the great athletes, the innovators, and the leaders who inspire the world. What unites them is not that they were born with all the answers, but that they were willing to learn at every stage. They faced defeat, but treated defeat as feedback. They encountered obstacles, but treated those obstacles as teachers. They were not content with yesterday's progress because they knew tomorrow required more. With each new challenge, they sharpened their skills and expanded their vision. This is the mindset that separates champions from the ordinary. When you choose growth, you begin to see effort as a privilege rather than a burden. The hours of practice, the repetition of skills, and the patience required to improve become your allies. You no longer complain about the grind because the grind shapes you into someone stronger. Every hour invested is a seed planted for the future. When you see work as an opportunity rather than punishment, you build a momentum that others cannot match. This is why effort combined with vision produces extraordinary outcomes. The growth mindset also invites you to embrace curiosity. Curiosity is the hunger to know more, to understand deeper, and to explore further. When you are curious, you never stop asking questions. You look at a problem and ask, how else can this be solved? You face a challenge and ask, what is this teaching me right now? Curiosity fuels creativity, and creativity opens doors that fear tries to keep shut. The person who is curious will never be trapped by limitations. Another gift of this mindset is resilience. Life will not always go as planned, and storms will test your resolve. But the one who has trained their mind to grow will stand firm. They will not quit at the first sign of difficulty, but will rise stronger each time. Resilience is not the absence of pain, it is the refusal to be defeated by it. With every challenge you endure, you build a deeper well of strength within yourself. The growth mindset ensures that this well never runs dry. You must also be willing to step outside the comfort zone. Comfort is tempting, but it is also the enemy of growth. When you stay in the familiar, you remain small. When you step into the unknown, you stretch and discover abilities you did not know you had. Each time you leave comfort behind, you open the door to a greater version of yourself. The growth mindset thrives on this stretch because it knows growth cannot happen without it. Comfort may feel safe, but it never leads to success. Growth is also about embracing feedback. Too many people run from feedback because they mistake it for criticism. But feedback is one of the most powerful tools you can ever receive. When someone points out an area of improvement, they are giving you a gift. They are handing you the keys to becoming better. The growth mindset welcomes this gift and uses it to adjust, sharpen, and elevate. Those who ignore feedback stay stagnant, but those who embrace it climb higher. This mindset demands that you surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow. If you only stay with those who agree with you, you will never be stretched. Growth happens when others push you to see more, to try harder, and to aim higher. Choose friends and mentors who will not let you settle for average. Their belief in your potential will awaken belief within yourself. Iron sharpens iron, and when you are around the right people, you will rise faster than you thought possible. Let me remind you that growth is a process, not an event. You will not wake up tomorrow suddenly transformed into your best self. But with daily commitment and consistent action, you will be transformed over time. This journey requires patience because real growth is slow but lasting. Each day becomes a new chance to take one more step forward. Celebrate progress, even when it feels small, because small steps add up to giant leaps. The mindset of growth is the patience to trust this process. Some people will doubt you when you commit to this path. They will not understand why you keep pushing, why you keep learning, why you keep trying, but their doubt is not your problem. Your responsibility is to believe in yourself even when others cannot see it yet. Let their disbelief fuel your determination. When the results begin to show, those same voices will be silenced. The growth mindset teaches you that external validation is never as important as internal conviction. The truth is, the person you are today is not the person you have to remain tomorrow. You are not defined by your past mistakes or by your current limitations. You are defined by your willingness to keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to rewrite your story. Do not waste these opportunities by shrinking back. Embrace them fully, and they will carry you closer to your destiny. Growth is your greatest ally on this journey. Success is not about avoiding challenges, it is about transforming them. Every mountain you climb adds strength to your legs and clarity to your vision. Every difficulty you endure gives you wisdom for the future. With each lesson learned, you become wiser, more skilled, and more resilient. The path of growth is not always easy, but it is always worth it. In the end, the struggles you overcame will be the very reason you succeed. And those victories will be sweeter because you earned them through growth. So when you ask yourself how to begin the journey toward success, remember this truth. It does not begin with money or fame or opportunity. It begins with your mind. Choose to see challenges as opportunities and failure as feedback. Choose to believe that your potential is limitless when paired with effort. Choose growth every single day, and your future will expand beyond measure. And with that choice, you will already be walking the path of true success. My friends, if you truly want to be successful, you must understand that success is never accidental. It is the result of deliberate choices and consistent discipline. Talent may set you apart for a moment, but discipline keeps you rising day after day. The person who learns to control their habits and focus their energy is the person who wins in the long run. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you dream to be. Without it, every goal remains nothing more than a wish. Discipline begins with mastering your time, because time is the most valuable resource you will ever have. Every minute wasted is a piece of your destiny thrown away. The disciplined person does not treat time carelessly because they know every hour has potential. They plan their days, they protect their priorities, and they guard their focus. Success is built not on random bursts of effort, but on intentional use of time. Those who master time management master the direction of their future. But managing time is not only about filling schedules with endless activity. It is about aligning actions with your highest goals. Too many people are busy but not effective because their energy is scattered in things that do not matter. Discipline teaches you to say no to distractions and yes to what drives you forward. It allows you to prioritize what brings results over what simply brings comfort. In this way, every task you commit to becomes a step closer to success. The undisciplined mind loses focus, but the disciplined mind creates breakthroughs. Goal setting is another foundation of discipline, because without a target you will wander without purpose. Discipline forces you to define exactly what you want and map out how to reach it. A clear goal acts as a compass, guiding your actions and decisions. When you know where you are going, you are less likely to be swayed by distractions. Discipline keeps your eyes fixed on the destination, even when the journey becomes difficult. Without clear goals, your energy will be scattered, but with them, your power is concentrated. Accountability is the next weapon of discipline. It is easy to make promises to yourself and then abandon them when no one is watching. But when you create systems of accountability, you remove the option of giving up. Accountability, partners, mentors, or even public commitments push you to stay consistent. Discipline thrives when there is someone or something holding you responsible. The person who embraces accountability develops resilience. This resilience ensures that even when motivation fades, progress continues. Discipline also requires the ability to delay gratification. Many people fail because they choose short-term pleasure over long-term success. They give in to comfort instead of pressing through the struggle that growth demands. The disciplined person understands that real rewards take time. They sacrifice immediate satisfaction for the greater outcome ahead. Each time you choose discipline over impulse, you strengthen your willpower. Over time, this habit becomes the foundation of unshakable character. Think about the student who studies while others party. Think about the entrepreneur who saves while others spend recklessly. Think about the athlete who trains while others rest. These people are not always the most gifted, but they are the most disciplined. Their willingness to make hard choices separates them from the crowd. The victories they achieve are not won on the stage of applause, but in the quiet moments of discipline. By the time the world notices them, their foundation has already been built in secret. Self-discipline also teaches you to master emotions. Success cannot belong to someone who is easily controlled by anger, fear, or discouragement. Discipline gives you the strength to act based on principles rather than feelings. Even when you are tired, you move forward. Even when you are discouraged, you refuse to quit. Feelings may shift with the weather, but discipline stays steady like the sun rising each morning. The person who masters emotions through discipline becomes unstoppable. Consistency is the heartbeat of discipline. Anyone can be motivated for a day, but discipline ensures you show up again and again. Consistency turns small efforts into massive achievements over time. A few minutes of progress each day may not look powerful, but compounded across months and years, it changes your life. The disciplined person trusts this process because they know consistency builds momentum. Without consistency, talent fades, but with consistency, even ordinary people achieve greatness. Discipline also sharpens focus. In a world filled with endless noise and distractions, focus is rare. The disciplined person trains their mind to stay locked on the task at hand. They do not allow every notification or distraction to steal their energy. Focused discipline is like a laser cutting through obstacles with precision. It is what allows you to finish what you start and reach the finish line strong. Without focus, even the greatest potential remains wasted. The path of discipline will not always feel easy. There will be days when you do not feel like moving forward. There will be moments when you are tempted to give up. But discipline whispers that success belongs to those who persist. It reminds you that the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. Each day you push through, you strengthen the muscle of self-control. And soon what once felt difficult becomes natural. Discipline is not about perfection, but about progress. Too many people quit when they fall short of their plans, but discipline does not demand flawless execution, it demands persistence. Even if you stumble, you get back up and continue moving forward. Discipline is the courage to begin again after every setback. The disciplined person refuses to surrender because they understand that persistence creates results. This is why discipline outlasts motivation. You must also remember that discipline creates freedom. At first it feels like restriction, but over time it produces independence. The disciplined student earns freedom through knowledge. The disciplined worker earns freedom through financial stability. The disciplined athlete earns freedom through strength and skill. What looks like sacrifice today becomes empowerment tomorrow. Discipline is the price you pay for the freedom to live life on your terms. The disciplined life is not glamorous in the beginning. It often requires early mornings, late nights, and sacrifice that others cannot see. But the quiet grind is what produces loud victories later on. Those who discipline themselves in private shine in public. The applause you eventually receive will be built on the choices no one else witnessed. This is why success demands discipline long before recognition arrives. Without it, the applause would never come. Let me remind you that discipline is a decision made daily, not once in a lifetime. Each morning you wake up with the choice to commit again. Each evening you reflect on whether you honored your goals. This constant renewal keeps the fire of discipline burning. Success is not built by one moment of courage, but by thousands of daily choices. The disciplined person knows that greatness is not a destination, but a lifestyle. This lifestyle is available to anyone willing to embrace it. So as you think about your journey to success, remember that self-discipline is the anchor. It is the force that transforms dreams into reality and plans into achievements. It teaches you to value time, to set clear goals, and to stay accountable. It empowers you to control your emotions, stay consistent, and maintain focus. It gives you the courage to delay gratification and the persistence to keep moving forward. With discipline, you will create a life that inspires others and honors your potential. Success is waiting for those who dare to be disciplined. My friends, if you truly want to be successful, you must understand that no one reaches the top alone. Every great leader, every visionary, every innovator has been lifted in some way by the strength of others. The relationships you build are as important as the skills you develop. You cannot expect to grow if you surround yourself with people who do not challenge you or inspire you. The company you keep will either lift you higher or weigh you down. To be successful, you must intentionally build strong relationships that support your vision. Strong relationships begin with trust. Trust is the foundation upon which lasting connections are built. Without it, no partnership, no friendship, and no collaboration can survive. Trust is earned through honesty, consistency, and respect. When people know that they can rely on your word, they will invest their time and energy in your journey. The more you demonstrate integrity, the more doors will open through relationships built on trust. Trust makes every bond unbreakable. Another key to building strong relationships is to be genuinely interested in others. Too many people approach relationships with a mindset of what can I get instead of what can I give. But the most powerful connections are born when you care deeply about the dreams, struggles, and victories of others. When you listen more than you speak, you show people that they matter. When you celebrate their success, you prove that you are not threatened by their growth. This spirit of generosity attracts people who will in turn support your vision. You must also learn to surround yourself with people who elevate your thinking. If you remain in circles where small talk dominates, your mind will shrink. But when you choose to walk with visionaries, dreamers, and builders, your imagination expands. The energy of those around you will shape the energy within you. Great relationships ignite passion, sharpen ideas, and fuel ambition. The right circle will remind you of your potential when you forget. They will pull you higher when life tries to drag you down. Relationships also demand humility. You cannot expect to build strong bonds if your pride prevents you from admitting weakness. True strength is shown when you allow others to pour into your life. Asking for help is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of wisdom. No one is good at everything, and no one has all the answers. By opening yourself to the knowledge and experience of others, you accelerate your own growth. The humble are the ones who receive the most support. Strong relationships require consistency just as much as they require effort. You cannot show up only when you need something and expect people to stand by you. Success is not built on selfish connections, but on genuine loyalty. Be present in the lives of those who matter to you. Offer encouragement when they are down and extend a hand when they struggle. Consistent acts of kindness build a reputation that cannot be ignored. Over time, these seeds of loyalty produce a harvest of lasting support. One of the greatest powers of strong relationships is accountability. When you surround yourself with the right people, they will not allow you to settle for less than your best. They will challenge you when you are lazy and remind you of your goals when you are distracted. Accountability may feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary for success. Without it, you are more likely to drift off course. With it, you stay focused, disciplined, and hungry for progress. The relationships that hold you accountable are priceless. Another truth about relationships is that they expand your opportunities. Often success does not come only from what you know, but from who you know. The right connection can open doors that would have remained closed otherwise. But remember, these opportunities only come when you have first proven yourself trustworthy and dependable. People recommend those they respect and believe in. When your reputation is strong, your relationships will become bridges to success. Opportunities flow naturally when bonds are authentic. Relationships also inspire resilience. When life becomes difficult and failure seems near, the encouragement of the right people keeps you moving forward. A kind word, a reminder of your strength, or a story of their own struggles can reignite your fire. Success requires endurance, and endurance is easier when you are not walking alone. Those who stand beside you in difficult seasons become the pillars of your journey. They remind you that quitting is not an option and that tomorrow can still be brighter. To build strong relationships, you must learn the power of communication. Misunderstandings can destroy even the most promising connections. Clear, honest, and respectful communication keeps bonds healthy. Speak with kindness, listen with intent, and respond with empathy. Words can either build bridges or burn them, so choose them wisely. Communication is not only about speaking, but about truly understanding. When people feel heard and valued, relationships deepen naturally. Relationships demand patience. Not every bond will form overnight, and not every person will immediately understand your vision. Patience allows time for trust to grow and respect to be earned. Do not rush the process of building meaningful connections. Relationships that develop slowly often stand the strongest over time. Be patient with people and with yourself as you learn how to give and receive support. Patience creates stability in every bond. Generosity is another cornerstone of powerful relationships. When you give without expecting anything in return, you build goodwill that cannot be bought. Share your knowledge, your time, and your resources with those around you. Even small acts of generosity can leave lasting impressions. Success is sweeter when shared with others, and generosity ensures you will never walk the path alone. The most successful people in the world are often the most generous with their wisdom and their blessings. Forgiveness is equally important in maintaining strong relationships. People will disappoint you at times, and you will also make mistakes. Holding on to bitterness will poison the connection. Forgiveness allows relationships to heal and move forward. It requires strength to let go of pain, but it creates space for growth. When you forgive, you choose the relationship over the mistake. Forgiveness turns broken connections into opportunities for deeper understanding. Relationships also teach you perspective. By surrounding yourself with diverse voices, you gain insights you could never discover alone. Different backgrounds, different struggles, and different victories expand your vision of what is possible. You begin to see the world through new lenses, and your creativity flourishes. Limiting yourself to only people who think like you will limit your success, but embracing diversity of thought and experience multiplies your opportunities. Every new perspective adds strength to your journey. The people you choose to build with become mirrors reflecting your values. If you are surrounded by negativity, you will eventually carry that energy within yourself. But if you choose to walk with people of faith, determination, and hope, you will reflect those qualities too. Strong relationships keep you aligned with your highest values. They remind you of who you are and who you are striving to become. Surround yourself with those whose character inspires you to live at your best. Remember that relationships are not built only in moments of success. They are proven in moments of struggle. Anyone can celebrate with you when you win, but the true test is who remains when you fall. Strong bonds are formed in storms when loyalty is tested. The people who stand with you in those moments are the ones worth keeping forever. Success is not about collecting many acquaintances, but about nurturing a few powerful allies. Quality always outweighs quantity. Building strong relationships also demands gratitude. Never take for granted those who invest in your life. Express appreciation for their support, encouragement, and belief in you. Gratitude strengthens bonds because it acknowledges the value of others. When people feel appreciated, they become even more willing to stand beside you. Gratitude keeps pride away and replaces it with humility. Success is never just your own, and gratitude ensures you never forget that truth. Finally, understand that strong relationships are part of your legacy. When your journey is over, people will not only remember what you achieved, but how you treated them along the way. Were you kind, generous, and trustworthy, or were you selfish and prideful? Your relationships will echo long after the applause fades. They are the evidence of the character behind the success. If you want to leave a legacy that inspires others, then build bonds that uplift and empower. So if you truly want to rise in life, do not walk the road alone. Invest in people who believe in you and be the kind of person worth believing in. Build trust, show generosity, practice humility, and surround yourself with those who call you to greater heights. Let your relationships strengthen your vision and hold you accountable to your destiny. With strong relationships, you will not only reach success but sustain it. True success is never measured by achievements alone, but by the people you lift along the way. Success is waiting for those who dare to build strong relationships. Success is not an accident, and it is never the result of one single step. It is built through the mindset that refuses to quit the discipline that pushes you forward and the relationships that keep you strong. When you choose to grow, you unlock potential within yourself that no obstacle can silence. When you practice discipline, you create consistency that transforms dreams into reality. When you build strong relationships, you gain the support and wisdom that make success sustainable. Remember, this journey is not about perfection, but about persistence and the courage to rise every single day. Your future is waiting, and it will belong to you if you choose to begin now.